so we decided when it comes towards the end to have no difficulties, not to go here somewhere in a private hospital, and maybe for whatever reason, because we hear a lot of stories from friends or other people that, the doctors that tell you some stories like, oh, I see something I don't like, we have to make a cesarean and stuff like this. So we decided to go to Tripoli to a public hospital. I have to say, the doctors were amazing.
Okay, cool.
But the hospital
different, no? Than in Germany,
different than in Germany, yes. I think some of the hospital, some of the jails we have in Germany look better than this hospital.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
and from inside was even worse. Let's say.
I had a knee surgery here.
Okay.
This year, beginning of this year, actually, and I was okay. I mean, the hospital was old in the sense of like building wise, and that was a little bit like, okay, the shocking part of it. But in general, I was treated really well, and everything went pretty good. The doctors were nice; they were doing a good job. But it's true that building infrastructure wise, it was like, okay, wow, okay, where I'm entering, no, and
yes,
now that I go to the physio and I still go to one of the big hospitals here, you see some of the corridors, and it's like it feels very 1890s style. Yeah. How is the process for a foreigner like to grow? Because your kids hasn't started school yet, I suppose, but
my daughter goes to kindergarten.
To kindergarten. It's a common thing here in Greece to do kindergarten. I think like I don't know if
depends, but since we have now the second child, it's a little bit difficult.
Okay.
I'm working in the home office, so I'm around with my children every day. It's a bit noisy. My wife is alone with the other child. It's a little bit needy in this age. So it's difficult also for her to spend her focus on both of the kids. Plus, we have a small dog. So it's a little bit difficult. So we have made the decision that, okay, my daughter goes now to kindergarten. She's now a bit more than 2 years old. And it's fine. It's fine. It's again, a private thing. Like, unfortunately, everything here in Greece, or almost everything. So we're also gonna have to pay for this, but it's all right. It's good. We have a daily routine, which is nice.
Is it difficult to find kindergarten? I know that in Germany, for example, it's kind of difficult to find a spot.
It's difficult to find a spot, but at least it's public. Most of them. Here, if you try to get into the public kindergartens, as I understood, my wife has taken care of all of this stuff, so I'm not too deeply involved in this. But as I understood, to get into public kindergartens, at least the decent ones, you have to know the mayor or
Okay, have contacts.
Have contacts.
Like everything in Greece.
Like everything in Greece, yes. So yeah, for us was no way that we could go somewhere in a public kindergarten. So like most of the people, we chose a private one, which is also nice. It's a nice kindergarten. We're satisfied.
Cool. I think you said something like your wife take care of some things. Is due to language also? Because you said that you have Greek, but I know that you've been learning Greek, but you're still learning.
Still learning, yes.
Okay. How is it's a typical topic from every expat in here coming and saying, okay, I'm learning Greek. Difficult.
It's an extremely difficult language. And okay, since COVID came, I stopped my lessons and I'm just continue picking up phrases, words and stuff like whenever I can, but it's not that I'm actively learning, which is bad. I'm always upset about myself because I would like to speak the language better and more, but daily life grabs you, and especially with 2 children, it doesn't let you any space to go also for some lessons or do even other stuff like going to the gym or hanging out a lot with friends. So
can imagine.
And the good thing about Athens, the good and the bad thing, is that here everybody speaks English.
Yes.
So if you have the basic Greek and English, you can survive here easily. It's no problem at all.
I don't know if it's too good at all. That's like
Which brings you to
it
this.
doesn't force you to learn.
Exactly,
you know,
exactly.
Like,
That's what I mean. It doesn't force you to learn harder, and like many people come here, and they don't speak English, so they're forced to learn. I know people who live here for what 1 year and they speak fluently Greek, which if you study hard is not a problem.
yeah, but for doing that, you need to have the time. Like if you're
Exactly.
working 8 hours per day, you don't. Most of the people doesn't want to spend 2 hours more in the afternoon every day to
Exactly.
learn Greek. If you do it and you spend like for I don't know 1 year doing 3 times per week, 2 hours every day, good. You will speak Greek in 1 year perfectly, no? But of course, the sacrifice that you're doing is that you don't have any other life than working and learning Greek.
Exactly.
It's complex. It's very complex.
It is.
What is the thing that shocked you most? Like, because I'm always curious with German. It's a very different. It's a very different culture life. I lived 4 years in Germany, as you know. Like, but when I came back here, some things remind me of a Barcelona or of Catalonia some years ago. So I was used to certain things. It still shocked me some stuff, but of course, I suppose that if you have a very strong German approach or vision, or I don't know if you had that mentality, but
Oh yeah. I mean, if you grow up in Germany, there's no way you break this
yeah.
this mentality. What shocked me the most, I wouldn't really say that something really shocked me, because as said before, I have been here many times. I can't really tell. I mean, traffic
Yeah,
is crazy.
that's the typical one.
Yeah. When I went the first day to work, I had a small Smart, and I was going from Peristeri all the way down to Glifada, and I arrived at the office completely sweaty. Not because of the heat; it was warm as well, but I was so stressed out that I went up on the highway, then the whole traffic, all the bikes going, everybody speeding, and I was there like the sign said 50, I was going with 50.
And
But that was
nobody else was
no,
going at
nobody
50.
else was going. So even trucks passed by and they honked
Yes.
at me, and I was
Yes.
like, Jesus, what's going on here? Until after a few days, I understood. Okay, I have to go with the flow.
You need to adapt.
Yeah, but then when you understand how the traffic works, it's fun. I prefer the traffic here 100 times over the one in Greece, in Germany.
I must say that for me, for example, driving the motorbike city-wise, it's a little bit more
Okay,
okay.
it's very dangerous with a motorbike.
The car in the autobahn, I prefer it here than in Germany, because the autobahn without limits in Germany sometimes it's too crazy for me. Like the people going way too fast. I mean, people here drives crazy, but you are always like knowing that everyone is driving crazy. In
Yeah.
Germany, you are more or less relaxed because everyone follows the rules. But when there is no rule, they put their cars at 280 and they pass you like flying, and it's just like, what the fuck is going on? So,
Yeah.
in that sense, absolutely more dangerous the traffic here for sure. Statistically, there is much more deaths here than in Germany.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But it's true that it's more, once you get used to it, it's more like, well.
Yeah, it's because when you drive in Germany with a car, you always check the speed limits. You watch, okay, 50, a sign for 50, and you watch your car. You watch that. Oh my God. Okay, now I'm going 55. Now I'm going 60. Okay, I can't go much over 60, because if there's the chance that every corner there's a
Speed camera.
speed camera, hiding in the bush. So you're very nervous not to exceed the speed limits too much. While here it's like,
Yeah, the Greeks see a police officer and they give more gas.
yeah.
The police officers don't do anything either about
Yeah.
it. So how many people you see without helmet. And
Once I
nobody
was at the
cares.
traffic light, and I was in the morning on the way to work. I was on the traffic light. I had my phone here. It was an older car. I had no speakers. I was just on the phone talking, and next to me on the traffic light stopped a police bike, and the guy was right next to me looking at me, and I was there looking at him. They didn't
That's it.
care.
Yeah,
Why
that's crazy.
they wouldn't stop me
It's
in Germany.
crazy.
Uh,
You will be stopped for sure.
they stopped me for no reason the whole time. I mean, at least once per month you get stopped. They see you. They have stopped me several times because they saw from miles away that I was on the phone or I was not wearing a seatbelt or
Yeah.
just a general control for no reason. This is
Here there is speed cameras, some of them,
none of
but
them
you
working.
never know when they are working. I've seen it once, that speed camera in Sindagma in Basilia Sofia.
Yeah.
I saw it open 1 or 2 times since I've been here. It's crazy because of course nobody counts that camera ever works.
So it's
And they
non-stop.
it's non-stop. It's flash, 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 and it's like, wow, okay, nobody cares. They don't care. It's a different mentality. I think it's just like it comes with, okay, we have other things to be doing, like taking care of this thing. I don't know, like.
Yeah, I even saw some months ago or maybe a year ago, I saw a statistic that in the center of Athens they have put 2 years ago, I think, 3 years ago, they wanted to take care a little bit of the parking situation, so they have hired a lot of controls to give parking tickets.
Yeah.
And I think I can't remember exactly the numbers, but I think it was like in those few years they have given like 1.6 million parking tickets, and only 200,000 of them have been actually paid. Everybody else like, okay,
Sure,
whatever.
I got once, I paid it.
Yeah. But what happened to me twice is that they took my license plates from
That's
car.
the other funny thing here in Greece.
This is weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
right to your car and you don't have
yeah, I mean, nobody really cares about the parking situation. I mean, all over this country, people park wherever they want. They don't care at all if they block
No, never block the containers.
Never block the containers.
That's
Yes.
the only rule, because the truck of the container will kick your car to take the containers out without any problem.
Yeah, but anyway, then for parking where you're not supposed to park, which is in Germany, for example, you get a small ticket, depends, like 15 euros or something. They put it, you paid, and olakala. Then they took they take away your license plates from the car, and you have to go somewhere to the office. They tell you like, you can just get it after 1 month, and you're like, hey, I need my car. I cannot wait for 1 month. What? People are going crazy here in the traffic every day, making whatever they want, going over the red lights all the time, speeding all the time. But then I parked wrong for once, and you take my license plates away and you keep it for a whole month. I mean, where's the logic behind that?
Well, it's exactly what you said. Nobody pays their bills, so they take the plate. So you need to go to the police, yes or yes. So you pay your thing.
Yeah,
it's their way of enforcing that you do your part.
Yeah, but then I was there the next day. They took in one evening. They took my plates. I went to the office the next morning.
If you liked this short video out of the full episode, you can find the link to it around here and in the description below. Of course, if you are also interested in checking out other episodes, please subscribe and like.